Hey everybody, Card Bandit here. What I wanted to talk to you about today is the way you hold a deck of cards and the different grips you might start in for cardistry and magic. Now, this is a very basic video for people who are not familiar with cards and who do not know how to hold a deck of cards properly even. If you know the different grips and things like that for cardistry and magic, you can just skip over this, but this is for beginners who are just starting out, just to get yourself familiar with a deck of cards. Now you have several different starting grips. This one I'm in right now is called the Mechanics Grip. Now what the Mechanics Grip is you have your three fingers along the side, so your pinky, your ring, and your middle finger are along the one edge. You've got your thumb along the other long edge of the deck, and your pointer out front. Now this is a pretty versatile move. It's a very secure grip, and you find this mostly in magic, not necessarily cardistry. You do start some cardistry moves out in Mechanics Grip, things like your Civil Cut can start in your Mechanics Grip, and you can do a lot of different moves starting in this grip, but it's not necessarily the most common grip you find in cardistry. But it does have a lot of applications in magic, and for dealing the cards it's very secure. So that's where you mostly find that grip. The grip that's pretty much a standard in cardistry, or the one that I pretty much is a go-to for me, is the Straddle Grip, which is this one right here. The Straddle Grip has the pinky along the back edge. You have your pointer on the front, and then you've got your thumb on the one side and your middle and your ring on the other side. Now, this deck, it can be pretty much held between my pinky and my pointer finger. The other fingers are usually just there for support, for when the cards are in the hands before the cuts start. Now, you'll notice that there's a little bit of space between my palm and where the cards are held, and that gives the cards a little bit more maneuverability, allows you to rotate your hand, but this is a less secure grip than the Mechanics Grip. It's a less natural feeling grip, so it's something that you need to, practice and get used to, holding the deck of cards like that. The cards should also be able to be held just between the index and the pinky, so maybe practice taking away your other fingers, just holding the cards like so. And that'll help build the strength of your pinky and your index, but it'll also get you used to when you might need to use the other fingers for different parts of a cut. But all in all, that'll be the most general cut you find, sorry, not cut, but the most general grip you find in magic for starting cuts. I also recommend learning that grip in both hands. Learning this grip in both hands is pretty essential because there are a lot of moves that you do with both hands to create symmetry in your cuts, such as two Shirley's at once. You also have to be able to do it in both hands because there are a lot of cuts where you come over and say you grip the packets between your index and your pinky. So learning the straddle in both hands is pretty essential, just so you have that hand strength and you have a lot more versatility when you start learning cuts. So it's definitely something I would practice. Say you're watching a movie or something, just have the deck maybe like so, or just get used to the feel of the pack in your hands and that grip. Another grip you can start cuts with is what I like to call the pinch grip. Now I don't actually know what this is called, so if someone does and they want to leave that in the comment section below, let me know, but I just call this the pinch grip. You can start a lot of different cardistry moves like this because it gives you a lot of freedom with your other three fingers. So you can start the cuts like this, and you can use these other three fingers for different maneuvers with cards. With the cards. It's not a very stable grip, You can hold it pretty easily because you've got your thumb is your strongest finger, but it's not an easy move to get into right off the bat and to start cuts with, just because as you're doing it, it can be a little bit tricky and unstable. But it is a grip that you can use to start different card cuts and gives you a little bit more versatility when you're doing it. You can also come over with the other hand and grab the cards in a sort of a pinch grip. So it is a grip that I recommend looking at and getting used to in both hands. It's more commonly found actually in the hand that comes over, because then it leaves the fingers free in the other hand to do things. And you'll find it happens within cuts as well. So say you're doing a Sybil cut, you'll see that this top packet is actually gripped in a pinch grip. So it is a very useful grip to know and just get used to. The next thing that you might want to just take a gander at is the Biddle Grip. Now the Biddle Grip is you have 3 fingers over the front, you've got your index either curled in or over the side, and you've got your thumb on the back. This is useful for things like your dribble. You can start cuts like this by rotating it off, say your fingers that are at the front. And it's got a lot of different options in cardistry, and once again just gives you a little bit of versatility in the moves and variety as well. So you can start moves off in a lot of different ways, and it creates different opportunities for different cuts. Biddle Grip is also found in Magic. You'll find a lot of tricks might use the Biddle Grip to peel off cards and do weird counts or false counts. So it's a good grip to learn for both Magic and cardistry. So those are the basic cuts I actually just wanted to go over with you real quick, just so you have more familiarity with a deck of cards and how you might start and hold the deck as you're going and progressing through cardistry and Magic. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you later.